Welcome back to another video, and in this video, I want to go over why I think the fight between Kontsuki Bakugo and All For One is better than the fight Izuku Midoriya versus Tomono Shigaraki in My Hero Academia. Now, I prefer Midoriya basically all the time, but in this fight, I feel like Kontsuki's the clear winner, and I feel like most people won't agree with me because of the fact that it's, Midoriya is supposed to be the big fight, the end of the show fight. But I think Kontsuki's is better. So let's dive into it. Before I get into why I think Kachan's fight is better, I first gotta make sure you guys know they were both insanely good fights. I love My Hero Academia so much. And, their fights were just incredible. And so they were both really good, and I don't want you to think I thought Midoriya's was bad. But I did think it had some flaws, and, Kachan's didn't. And I also need you to know that I usually prefer Izuku. Okay, I've never been pro Kachan. So it does feel weird to even make this video. But that's the truth. I mean, Kachan, I love him. He is in my top 10 favorite characters. Still. But I've always thought Izuku is just a lot better. So, it's almost crazy that I'm even trying to defend this character when I usually would not. And because, I was even surprised to think that Kachan's fight was the better option. Because, you'd think, the main fight of the main ending fight of the show would be the better one. But I just feel like it wasn't. Now I want to talk about the pros and cons of the fights. So, let's start with Midoriya's, and, the pros of Midoriya's is, first off, it's the ending battle. This is the battle to end the show. The show that's been going on for years, has a large fan base. This is it. This is the ending. And because of that, Midoriya versus Shigaraki is kind of an insane matchup, finally, both of them at their strongest points. But that's honestly one of the only pros. I think another pro would be just Shigaraki's personality and reactions throughout the fight are really good and fit his character. But besides that, I can't think of another pro to the fight. And if you look at the cons, I'm not gonna lie, the idea that he just goes into his mind and is like, oh, hey, you have an inner child inside. You don't have to be bad. And then it's Shigaraki just dies. That whole thing was just very irritating. Because, I love this show so dearly. To the point of, the ending battle is going to be, stereotypical, you can do it if you believe in yourself. No. I hated that. And, luckily we had Kachan versus All For One to kind of make up for that. But, honestly, I still think it's insane that they went with that approach for this fight. And I also, I want to see Midoriya use all the powers he has gained, not just throw them away to Shigaraki. I understand he had good reasoning. It's just no, I wanted to see, him use his cool powers, not him just give them away. Now I want to talk about the actual fight between Midoriya and Shigaraki. And first off, I would like to say that all the heroes fighting Shigaraki in the coffin in the sky was so much better than the fight between Deku and Shigaraki outside of it. Which is already something to say, because Deku wasn't even there for that fight, but I do like that they gave him an encounter with Himiko Toga. But, so let's look at the fight legit between Midoriya and Shigaraki. Well, it's the end of the show. It is the end of the show. This show that's been going on since, 2015, this is the end. And, it is so mind-blowing. And obviously the show continues a little bit after that to wrap some things up. But fighting-wise, this is the last thing. And for it to be underwhelming is kind of unfortunate. But, a pro of the show is Shigaraki is dead. He is not imprisoned. He is not captured. He is just straight up gone from existence. And that's a relief. It's this villain ever since Season 1 is finally dead. At least they showed that. But him going inside his brain was so weird and cheesy to me. Because first off, he loses all of the All For One characters. Which is one for all characters, right? And that's weird because, no, don't do that. Like, I want to see you use the powers, and it's frustrating because it's like, oh, I got all these powers for the fight. Oh, and then I just give them away. No, I don't want you to give them away. So don't do that. That's like one flaw. And then he jumps in his brain, and it's so cheesy and naive when he's like, oh, you know, if you believe in yourself because you truly have your inner child. That's BS. No. Just freaking kill him already. You know, like, I've always hated him, Midoriya, for doing this, where he's like, throughout, like, a decent chunk of the show, he's constantly like, I won't end up killing him. I won't, you know, I want to try and save that little boy inside. Which I hated it. I wanted Midoriya to basically be like, once you run into him, kill him. Kill him. Just all right, Slar. I understand it's difficult, but just try. Don't try and save him. Like, it's too naive and cheesy for me. And again, I love the fight. I love Midoriya. I love it all because I love My Hero Academia. You know, if someone just showed me this fight and I didn't know what My Hero Academia was, I probably would think it's not that good of a fight. Because I'm like, well, it was a cheesy fight, just like all other fights. The main carrying point for this fight for me is just the fact that it is My Hero Academia. Okay, now we're getting into definitely my favorite part about this video, talking about the amazing fight that occurred. Kacchan Bakugo versus All for One. I mean, oh my. This fight was insane. So good. And honestly, it might be one of my favorite just like fights in the entire show, and that's saying something. So first off, his aura, he was awesome. Like, he was just straight up just awesome. Aura farming so hard. He would shoot through the sky so fast you can't see him, but with grace, with confidence. It's like organized chaos. It is insane and like graceful, almost like beautiful. You could use beautiful as an adjective here. Okay, it was like, oh, it's beauty what is happening here. Peak. And, like, you want proof? Well, it won, like, the best animated scene of the year at the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. So, like, that's your proof. Everyone agrees this fight was incredible, okay? And I have to mention Coda thing, which actually I don't care about too much, but it is worth a mention of the fact that apparently Katsuki Bakugo is, like, in a weird way related to Coda, one of the past users of One for All. And, like, that's neat. I don't think it was needed, but that's neat. Because you know what? You want to know why it's neat? It's because of the line that All for One says, where he's like, I thought I eliminated your entire bloodline, Coda. That was a cool line. It was fun when he said that. And you have the whole, him believing he's not the side character. The lines he says are so incredibly cool. Incredibly cool. Him being like, I'm not the side character. I'm the final boss, and my name's Kacchan Bakugo. I'm riled up right now because I love this. I love this scene. I love talking about it. It is such an incredible fight. Oh, and do you want to know the cherry on top? He's alive. The whole thing is like, is he dead, basically? Because we see him die by Shigaraki in the coffin in the sky. And then it's like, oh, I'm back. And let's not forget the epic scene where he comes down to Midoriya. Midoriya's one, in the middle of restraining Shigaraki. But two, like, he is so happy his friend's alive. So he whips Kacchan around so hard, and then Kacchan literally uses the rain and his sweat to go so fast, he's basically destroying his entire body. He becomes a rocket with that whip around he did with Midoriya, which first off, that whip around was amazing, but again, him flying through the air so gracefully. Even he yelled, I am going too fast. Oh, and then, like, you want to know what just adds to the aura farming? Him just appearing with All for One. Because you gotta understand, time is basically slowed down for him. So he stops right at All for One, and he just appears because he was so fast. He's like, oh, I'm here now, with his hand on All for One's face, ready to destroy it with, I don't know, 1 billion bazookas, basically. Like, it is just, I'm here, you die, and I do not care. See, again, this is a great reason why it's better than the Midoriya fight. I was saying my main problem with the Midoriya fight is it's cheesy. Like, Midoriya doesn't even want to kill Shigaraki, right? You want to know who wants to kill everybody? Kacchan Bakugo does. He's like, oh, you're the big bad. Oh, you're the main villain. Oh, hey. Okay, I kill you now. Kacchan does not care who lives or dies. He will go and freaking murder this guy Easily. And that's what makes it so much better than the Midoriya fight. Midoriya's like, oh, no, you believe in yourself, I don't want to kill you. Kacchan's like, I don't care. You're letting me kill someone legally? Yeah, it's great. It's great. And clearly you can tell how much I like it by what I'm saying. Oh, and again, let's not forget freaking, All Might, who was dead, basically. He was almost dead, and then Kacchan comes in, saves him, and he's like, I'm gonna go try and kill this guy. And I want to bring these up again just so you do not forget. The lines he says in this battle make it feel so much better because he is really trying to believe, which he is. Like, he does not want to be a side character. He isn't a side character. And, that's incredible. He does not want to be a side character because he says, I'm not the side character. I'm the final boss. And my name's Kacchan Bakugo. I recommend watching as many edits of this as you can because it is peak. It's peak. It is the definition of peak. It is aura farming. It is awesome. And it's just insane. So, real quick, I want to wrap up this video by being straightforward and saying the real reason I think Kacchan's fight is better. So, the reason the fight is better is very simply because Midoriya's fight was cheesy and naive. Again, wonderful fight, amazing fight, but when you get to the bad details of the fight, it basically makes the fight seem like he goes in and is like, you're in a child? Oh, okay. I'm gonna try and make sure you don't die. Of course, Shiraki does die, but, Shiraki is like, oh, he died happy. Okay, who cares? Because since this wasn't the ending of, or when I say ending, I mean, final fight of the show, it should have been better than cheesy and naive and stereotypical, because that's not fun, and that's what they did, and that's the main reason it's bad, And they completely fixed this problem with the fight that happened before with Kacchan Bakugo versus All for One, right? Because in that fight, they were like, oh, okay, so since this guy does not care about anyone's life, he is happy he gets to kill someone, especially this guy. He has no empathy for the guy. Midoriya feels too much empathy. Kacchan has no empathy. Kacchan does not care if this guy dies, and that's why the fight is better. I hope you loved that video because I know I did. I love ranting about stuff I love dearly, and My Hero Academia is one of those things. And I hope now you can understand why I think Kacchan Bakugo versus All for One is the better fight. Till next time, peace out, everyone.